Welcome to On My Way to Wealth, the podcast where busy Gen Xers can learn financial tips as they navigate life on their way to wealth. And now, please join your host, Luis Rosa.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 76 of the On My Way to Wealth podcast. My name is Luis, and I'm your host. Thank you all for tuning in. Millennials should really consider working with a financial planner before turning age 30. There is a big misconception out there that people need to be wealthy first before they work with a financial planner. And that is not the case at all. That's kind of like thinking that you need to wait until you get fit before you join the gym or work with a fitness coach. Far from the truth, right? So you want to do the opposite. You want to work with somebody along the way that will help you make the right decisions on your way to wealth. So here are 5 reasons that millennials should work with a financial planner. Whether you're a millennial yourself or you have kids that are in that age bracket, I want you to think about this because this is really important. Put aside the misconception that you need to have money in order to work with a financial planner. Now, traditionally, the way that a lot of companies work, they only work with clients that have X amount of money to invest. But that is really changing. And I'm really happy to see that there's a lot of younger, more diverse planners that are entering the financial planning profession who are working with clients that need financial planning advice, regardless of whether or not they have money to invest. So this is key because investment management is only one aspect of your overall financial plan. As you'll see, 5 of the areas that I want to cover, right? One of them is understanding your employer's benefits. When you first get a job, you typically will get presented with a wide range of options that you need to understand. This could be the retirement plan. That could be a 401k. A financial planner can help you understand the 401k options. And there are several things to understand there that you need to unpack. One is, does your employer offer a matching contribution? Yes or no? If so, what percentage of your income is being matched by your employer? When are you eligible for that employer match? Also, do you have options to put money on a pre-tax basis or a post-tax basis, a Roth option? If your employer does match, when are you eligible to receive that match? Do you have to wait a year? I mean, these are all kinds of things that might seem like a foreign language to you, but if a financial planner is well-versed in and could just easily help you understand what your options are so that you could take best advantage of those benefits. Now, this goes even beyond your 401k. Other employee benefits that you might be able to take advantage of could be your health insurance plan. A financial planner can help you determine what the best health insurance plan option is for you, whether you should be doing like a flexible spending account, if that's an option, a health savings account, if that's an option. Should you take advantage of the group insurance that's offered, short-term, long-term disability, also life insurance itself. A lot of employers also offer coverage for spouses and things like that. That's a lot of information there that you need to make a decision. And sometimes you feel like it's all in a very short amount of time because you just got the job and you have to make all these decisions and then sign up, right, during that window. And even after you already have the job, another thing that I do with my clients is every year with some clients, we look at the employee benefits when open enrollment comes across and see if we are, in fact, taking advantage of all the employee benefits, or if there's something new, maybe something needs to change, the health insurance, or maybe there's something that could be taken advantage of that you weren't taking advantage of before. So these are like stock options, for example. That's a really big one. A lot of employers are now more commonly offering stock options, and a financial planner will help you understand those. When you should exercise, when you should sell, there's some tax consequences there to take into consideration. So there's a lot to unpack there as far as employee benefits. So that's one reason, whether or not you have money, right? So I'm sure that as we go through this podcast today, you'll see that it's more clear and clear how many more things a financial planner can actually help you with other than just investing your money. The second thing is saving for a rainy day. A lot of people are not in a position to withstand what we call a financial hiccup or emergency. Unfortunately, about 46% of individuals in the US lack a rainy day fund. And I'm going to put a link to the FINRA Investor Education Foundation that talks about that in the show notes. think about it, almost half of the individuals in the United States lack a rainy day fund. I mean, we're talking about millions of people that cannot withstand a simple emergency because they are not prepared to do so just because they don't have an emergency savings fund. The pandemic really emphasizes a lot where a lot of people got in a situation where they never thought themselves to be in, just completely losing income. Because sometimes you think about, oh, if I lose my job, I could always get another one. But in the pandemic, that might not have been the case, depending on your type of work. You might have just, like if you're a restaurant employee, you were just sent home, right? And there was probably no other alternative to in that field, right? So you had major disruption. Unemployment benefits were probably not enough to cover what you were taking home, right? So this is something that is very big. Typically, as financial planners, you hear the rule of thumb. You tell people usually say to have anywhere between 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up, if possible, right? But in this case, even if that isn't possible, anything that you could put away, even if it's $1,000, right, that you could be prepared for something like some car trouble, things of that sort, right? So a financial planner will help you budget your money, look through your income, your assets, see if there's any opportunities there to reroute any of the income that you have, maybe cut back on certain things if there's room for that, and then start on your way to building an emergency fund so that you are prepared. Because one of the pillars of having the financial independence is being able to have that type of protection. And protection doesn't only come from insurance. You could self-insure certain things. For example, job loss or temporary illness, right? If you have enough saved up to withstand that hiccup. So that's another thing a financial planner can help you with. Third thing is managing student debt. Millennials in particular have a tremendous amount of outstanding student loan debt. Right now, if it's a federal loan, most likely the large majority of people are probably not making any payments until September. Because of the stimulus plans allowed for that deferment. However, that's going to start kicking in very soon. And right now, there's about $1.7 trillion in outstanding student loan debt in the United States. I mean, that is so much money out there. A lot of people graduate with a ton of debt. And that's one of the first things that they start to wonder, like, okay, now I graduated and these student loans are coming due. How do I go about repaying these? What is the best option? Should I consolidate with a private lender? Should I consolidate with the federal government if you have federal loans? What are the best ways that I can do this? And a financial planner can help you with that, because you have to take into account your overall goals and your overall plans and see what might make sense for you. The other thing is, if you have any other type of debt as well, it doesn't only have to be student debt. It could be managing credit cards, any other type of consumer debt, just coming up with a plan to end that debt as soon as possible so that you can start saving, investing for your future and other goals that you may have in the near term. The other thing is investments, investing wisely. And this is like what I was talking about at the beginning. It doesn't need to be a significant lump sum, like, oh, I need to have $500,000 to work with a planner. No, it doesn't matter. I mean, even if you're going to save $100 a month, or even saving within your 401k, going back to that employee benefits. Your 401k is going to give you an option or several options as far as how to invest the money that you're going to start contributing. So even if that financial planner doesn't manage that account, they can still guide you as far as what to choose. You're going to get a menu of several different funds, and a lot of people may not be well versed in this, may not have had a job with a 401k in the past, and might not be familiar with this. Financial planner can help you determine your risk tolerance, help you determine what funds within the account make more sense, evaluate the fees for those funds, and see what makes sense for you to do. And also, like, if you've had a job in the past and now you're switching jobs, you may have a 401k with the old job. What are the best options? Should you roll it over into the new employer? Should you roll it over into an IRA? Things of that sort. Financial planner can help you make those decisions. Another thing that a financial planner can help you with is owning a home. That is the American dream, right? As we know it. A lot of people have that as a goal. I know millennials have usually waited a little longer in life, but usually right around that 30-year mark or so, a lot of people are starting to buy their first home. That's one of the things a financial planner can help you with. Number one, before you even go talk to a lender or before you even go shopping around for homes, you start figuring out by sitting down with your financial planner, how much house can I afford? They can give you a scenario, say, okay, if you buy X home, this is what the mortgage payment can be. They take into account other expenses that you may not have been aware that are related in addition to property taxes and insurance, because now you're going from renting to owning a home. There are so many other expenses aside from the mortgage to kind of help you develop your own house budget. And in addition to that, help you to save for the down payment itself and also understand the different mortgage options. Eventually, once you are ready, your credit is good enough, you have a down payment, you know that you could afford it, you also have different mortgage options. There's several different types of loans in terms of length, 30-year, 20-year, 15-year. There are adjustable rate mortgages, fixed rate mortgages. A financial planner can also help you determine what might make sense for you because, again, all of these things intertwine eventually. What you do about your mortgage, your employee benefits, et cetera, they will eventually impact the outcome of something else. So if you have a financial planner that's sitting with you and looking at your overall finances, you have a much better shot at success because you're having somebody that is well-versed in all these different areas, takes into account your values, and then helps you develop a plan and action steps to then go after these things. In terms of the mortgage too, there's a lot of things that are typically not part of the mortgage payment, like I was saying, like maintenance, utilities, HOA fees, insurance, property taxes, right? Things of that sort. So you definitely want to not only just think about the monthly mortgage payment. And again, going back to emergency savings, this is one of the things that you probably should have a larger one once you do decide to buy a home, because now you have bigger expenses that could potentially happen. Like if let's say your heating, ventilation, air conditioning system blows out, we could be talking thousands of dollars, right? So you don't want something like that to derail your overall finances. So working with a planner can help you in so many different ways that it does not have anything to do with investing money, right? Investing is just one aspect of it. So I just want to reiterate, because a lot of people just have the misconception, and it's not their fault. It's really because the way the industry has traditionally been set up, because normally the relationship of working with a financial planner usually starts with somebody that is going to manage your money first and then give you advice as a result. But now that's really changing. You can go to letsmakeaplan.org and search for a financial planner. You can search by zip code and specialty and things like that. You can also search in other areas. I'm going to put a couple of links on the show notes as well, so that if you want to search for, now, especially with the pandemic, there's a lot of financial planners that are working virtually. So you don't even need to be in the same town as your financial planner anymore. You could be, I work with clients all across the country, right? So this was before the pandemic. So especially now, though, a lot of people are used to doing virtual meetings and all that stuff, and it's really efficient, right? So you're busy and you don't have time to drive down to somebody's office and leave work early and any of that stuff. So really, it's really convenient nowadays, really possible to work with somebody that has your best interest at heart, especially somebody with the Certified Financial Planner designation, the CFP mark. So check out letsmakeaplan.org. And there's plenty of good information there. I wrote an article about this very same topic, which I'll put a link in the show notes as well. If you want to share it, if you want to read it, and just go there and just check out a whole bunch of other different articles and different subjects that I find really helpful. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you learned something. Feel free to share it. Reach out to me, Luis at onmywaytowealth.com, if you have any questions. Also, as you know, I do offer a complimentary consultation. If you have anything that you are thinking about doing, you just want to have a conversation about it, see if I can help in any way, feel free to go to buildabetterfinancialfuture.com and click on schedule a call. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Thank you for listening to On My Way to Wealth. If you have any questions, please send me an email at luis@onmywaytowealth.com. The information provided here is for information and education purposes only. The opinions expressed herein are solely those of myself, unless otherwise specifically cited. Material presented is believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations are made by my firm or myself about other parties' information or accuracy or completeness. All information or ideas provided should be discussed in detail with a financial advisor, accountant, or legal counsel prior to implementation. Thank you.